Hello and welcome to Acoustic Review. My name is Ben Morgan Brown and today I'm looking at the Inspired by Gibson J200 from Epiphone. Based on the classic Super Jumbo body size, the Inspired by Gibson J200 features solid figured maple back and sides with a solid Sitka spruce top, all finished in an aged antique natural gloss. A two-piece maple neck with a mahogany centre strip is topped with an Indian laurel fingerboard with a scale length of 649mm and a 43mm width bone nut. Epiphone deluxe tuners with keystone buttons grace the headstock, and electronics are provided by the Fishman Sonicor pickup with sound hole mounted sonitone volume and tone controls. The classic J200 style pickguard and a moustache bridge sit atop the guitar, and it has an RRP of £799. Let's have another listen to the guitar now, and then please join me afterwards for my thoughts. Straight away, I have to say that this is a really nice looking guitar. It's a little bit flash with the gold hardware and elaborate pickguard, but that is a big part of the appeal of the J200 model. And I really like the semi-gloss finish and antique natural colour. The guitar looks like a new old stock vintage guitar that's aged a little, and it's got that pick me up and play vibe. Compared to the previous Epiphone version of this guitar, I also really like the redesigned headstock that hints a little more at the Gibson style whilst maintaining its own identity. The build quality is very good, with little touches such as the beveled edge of the pickguard showing attention to detail, and the quality of the woods used is generally quite high, although the Indian laurel fingerboard and bridge do look and feel a little dry. It's immediately obvious that this is a guitar that likes to be played with a strong hand. Gentle playing doesn't really get the top moving and sounds quite thin, but once I started digging in more, the guitar responded with a bold tone focused on the fundamental. I could pretty much play as hard as I wanted and the guitar didn't give up. If anything, I felt that with a big enough set of strings and a high enough action, I could have kept going until my arm was too tired to play any harder. The fundamental focused tone means that chords remain clean sounding with little build-up of overtones or mud to cloud the sound. This is obviously of benefit when it comes to big full strumming styles, but it has to be said it is at the detriment of more intimate playing. But let's be honest, if you're looking for a delicate and intimate fingerstyle guitar, then you probably already know this isn't the one for you. But if you want a powerful instrument to back up singing, or to sit in the pocket of a mix without muddying up the sound with cascades of overtones, well, then you're on the right track. And of course, pickers with a more forceful right-hand attack will find that ragtime, blues and country picking works well too, with a bold and clean tone keeping definition between bass parts and melody very clear. Through a compact acoustic amp, the Fishman Sonicor pickup had a good output, with a very direct sound. There's a hint of brittleness in the tone, but a small adjustment to the tone control or on external EQ dialed that out. It's very obviously an undersaddle pickup with all the pros and cons of that tone, but I think you could present this signal to a sound person and they'd be able to massage it into being usable in a live situation. The satin gloss finish on the back of the neck feels very smooth under the hand, with none of the drag that a full gloss neck sometimes has. The rounded C neck profile is inoffensive and it stays consistent in depth as you move up the neck, so if you're a player who capos up the neck and plays out of open chord positions, there's a familiarity to the feel in all places. The factory action is what I would describe as medium-low, about 2mm on the treble and just over 2.5mm on the bass. It's an action that's comfortable to play while still ensuring the guitar doesn't buzz too much under hard playing. There's not much saddle left to play with if you wanted to drop the action down on the treble side, but I don't think you'd want to go much lower there anyway, and the bass side of the saddle does have some room for adjustment. At £799, the Inspired by Gibson update of this model is significantly more expensive than the previous Epiphone version of this guitar. However, it also has a significant upgrade with the solid maple back and sides, and therefore it is priced in line with other all-solid wood guitars from other manufacturers. All in all, I think the Inspired by Gibson J200 from Epiphone is a very cool and vintage looking guitar that gets you some way to the power and clarity of the full-fat Gibson model at a fraction of the cost. I really like the vibe and the direction that Epiphone have taken with this model, and if this is an indication of the attitude of Gibson and Epiphone's new management, well, I think it shows the guitars are in very safe hands. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Acoustic Review. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be kept up to date when we post new videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time.